Welcome back to This Day. Joining me now from the Publishing Club is Michael Portocovo and Gail Slatton. Welcome, you guys. So nice to see you. And so, tell me, are you have any plans coming up for the Labor Day weekend?
Well, there's a curveball.
Yes. Lots of writing.
I know. Well, it's like you're retired, right? So is a 3-day weekend as exciting as it was when you were working?
I think it is, actually. I have a dinner party.
Oh, nice. That's wonderful. So tell me about the Pub Club. What are the intentions or the goals of this club?
To educate people who are interested in writing how they can publish their books, how they can publish their writings. That's primarily what it's for. And in the process, we publish every year we publish a book of people's writings, members' writings. We do something called storytelling, which is a video of authors reading their own work, and we have a authors forum in October, usually, where the authors can come and you can talk to them and buy their books and so forth.
Oh, wonderful. It's so exciting because, you know, after you've had so many experiences at a certain age, I think you kind of get to the point where it's like, I really should tell my story, shouldn't I? Yeah, there's a lot of great stories and things that, you know, people have to share. So I just recently read Barbara Wally, I think,
Woke,
in Name Only.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Very moving story. So yeah. So I understand storytelling has been a traditional event with Pub Club for a long time. Tell me more about storytelling.
Storytelling is a process. I took it over this year, and so I solicited stories from members. Okay, it needed to be 10 minutes in length. We would do 5. That's 50 minutes. Plus, we had put a head and a tail on it that would round it out to an hour. So I solicited stories. I found a good mix of stories and poetry, and Gail's being one of them. And then once we recorded them in the tape lab, we had to put them together, edit them all together, and they needed transitions and a beginning and an end, and so it was a complicated process. Making a small movie.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's great. How long have you been in storytelling?
This will be my 2nd year.
Okay.
And on September 20th at our meeting, they're going to be having it on the big screen. So whoever would like to come to that meeting, it's in Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 2.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. This is Wednesday, September 20th.
Right.
So at 2 p.m. So yeah, in the PAC, and that's in what does that say? DR Clubhouse 2? Is that what that is?
Clubhouse 3.
Clubhouse 3. Okay.
Clubhouse 3.
All right. And so what can people expect when they come to that? So they'll see the video that you've put together?
Well, we have, they can come as a guest with a small donation, or they can be, if they're members, they come in for free, of course. We have theater seating, and yes, in that particular meeting, we will be showing the video of the storytelling of members who have submitted their stories, who've read them in front of camera, and now are displayed on the big screen.
Okay, wow. So what is the process that you go through to select your storytellers?
Oh, that's...
How's that evolved over the years?
Well, over the years, I'm not sure how it's evolved, because this was the first year I did it.
Okay.
And I selected stories, just the ones I liked, actually. Was a committee of one, and I looked at stories I received and thought, oh, what's a good mix? That was important to me. Not only personal stories, but other stories that would be adventure stories or fiction entirely. So that's what
Okay, yeah. Wonderful. And so, Gail, the Pub Club recently collaborated with the Old Pros. Tell us about that event.
Yes, that was fantastic, and I felt so honored to be included in it. They took 5 of my poems and all of the other stories that people have written from the publishing club that they selected, and they turned them into like little vignettes on stage. So it was a live event. We got to sit there and kind of get the audience, response from that. So that was fantastic. And for me, it was wonderful because when I read, as we're doing with the storytelling in September, it's just the author's point of view. But here I got to see it back with a different point of view that the actors had. So it gave me that sense that when people read my book, that they'll get something out of it, even if it's not the way I meant it to be. They have their own interpretation, and it's wonderful. So,
and you get that feedback immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm also a member of the Old Pros.
Okay.
And I think that's something we want to do again. It was very successful.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. That's wonderful. And so, so the Pub Club's biggest event of the year is the Autumn Author Forum, and that's coming up soon. Tell us about this event and your guys' involvement in it.
Well, as a member who has a published book, this one's mine.
Oh, hold it up longer.
Longer than that.
Self-Portraits of a Runaway Wife.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is written in poetry and prose, but a lot of authors. I think there's 19 authors who are going to have tables there. And the great part is that we get to share our work with the public, and we get to chat with guests. We get to sell our books, and that they're going to be having a Ask the Author kind of an activity where there's going to be prizes, and there'll be music and light hors d'oeuvres or some kind of refreshment there. So it's going to be a wonderful event. And anybody watching this, come on down, because it's going to be great.
I mean, how often do you get to actually go to an event and meet the author, of the books and the things that have been written? What a great opportunity to ask questions, to just hear what they were thinking, what they went through as they wrote it. And I've always thought, oh, it'd be wonderful to write a book, but then I think, oh my gosh, that's so much work. My minor was creative writing and English literature, and so I've always kind of thought maybe, but then again I go, God, it sounds like such hard work.
One day.
So it would be so wonderful to come and talk and go, well, how was it for you? What kind of a process was it? What did you do if you got stuck? Or, all those kinds of interesting things.
And get your purchase of your book signed by the author.
Absolutely, yeah. How wonderful is that? And I understand you're going to be the MC of the event as well.
Oh, so I'm told.
And there's also sponsors for the event. So we want to show, I think we have a slide to show the sponsors.
I think we do, yeah.
Of the event. Your title sponsor is Vita Wise Acupuncture, and then you have silver sponsors, Damrell Flooring, and then your bronze sponsors. So it's always important to mention the sponsors, because these types of things sometimes can't get put on, unless you have the sponsors. So.
Yes, that is absolutely correct.
So, yeah, and then lastly, you mentioned there'll be activities and there'll be prizes. What kind of activities that you do to win a prize? Do you know?
All they told me was ask the authors. So I don't know what that means yet.
I think you'll have a little scorecard, and you'll go around and you'll get various authors to sign it. And if you get 5 authors signed it, your name goes in a hat, and there's a drawing.
I love that. That. That's great. Sounds like a great event.
Yeah.
I came across a quote recently by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It says, "All good writing is swimming underwater and holding your breath." What do you guys think of that analogy? Would you say that's accurate?
Swimming underwater and holding your breath, yeah. And when you need to breathe, what happens? I guess you come to the surface and the book is done.
Yes.
I guess so, yeah. At that point, yeah, you get the reward of waiting for it all to come together and finally get published, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, it's been a pleasure to speak with you both. Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you for having
You're
us.
welcome.
Don't go anywhere, because right after the break, we will have Carlson Law. We'll be right back.